Hi everyone, Dave from DailyTechTV here, and I've got a question here and some comments from Daryl Hughes. So I'm going to read out the whole thing. It says, some Android phones are cheaper and help bulk up the Android numbers, but not everyone can afford Apple products. So this is hardly a valid point you make. Why don't Apple make a £99 phone? I think this was in response to a video that I put up about Android devices, or the current crop of Android devices, being more powerful than Apple devices. I'm pretty sure it was on that video. And then Daryl goes on to say one of the main reasons people choose Android is that it's a much better mobile OS. It looks modern and works great on the current set of phones. iOS looks dated and has hardly changed since its launch. I fail to see why you have to defend Apple. As a tech reviewer, you should offer a balanced view. Well, don't take this personally, Daryl, but in sort of response to your comments there, I do always offer up a balanced view. If you've watched all of my videos, you'll have known that I did actually change from iOS, and I do agree with you, iOS in its current format looks very, very dated. It hasn't changed really since the first release of it in the original iPhone. So I do agree with you, it does look dated. Android does look very modern, and with the recent sort of official release of Android 4.1 Jelly Bean, the UI, they've polished it so much, it really does look good. And the same goes for Windows Phone 8. I'm very excited for that platform as well. The reason that you feel that I always go back to defending Apple, that's just because I use Apple products. I've got an iPad here, I use a Mac Mini behind me, I use a Mac Pro for my editing, I use a MacBook Air. So yeah, I'm not necessarily defending Apple, I'm just putting across my point that I live in an Apple world and I use Apple devices. So the iPhone 4S is just my chosen platform. But I do agree with you that Android OS is very, very good. And for some, you can go in at this much cheaper price point. Apple do have a cheaper Apple iPhone, and that's in the form of the iPhone 3GS, which you can get pretty cheaply nowadays. And if you're not buying the phone outright, you can get the iPhone 4S free on contract, as you can with many Android devices. But if you're looking at buying the phone outright, you're very correct. There are a lot of budget end Android phones that offer up great features and quite a good turn of speed nowadays as well. You can get a good 1 gigahertz Android based phone, or even a dual core phone, for around about the £100 to £150 mark. So I do agree with what you're saying. I'm just going to go back to saying that I'm not defending Apple. I just choose to use the iPhone 4S as my daily phone, but I'm very open-minded and I do deliver a balanced view. And when these new iteration of Google Android phones come out with 4.1 installed on them, I will deliver my opinion on those. And Windows Phone 8, I'm super excited about it, so I'm going to be delivering my view on Windows Phone 8 as well. But very valid points. Thank you very much for leaving that comment and the questions. I missed out your actual question though. Why don't Apple make a £99 phone? Well, they do make a £99 phone. The iPhone 3GS is a £99 phone, or $99 when you buy it on contract in the US. When you're in the UK, yes, it's going to be more than £99 to buy one. But if you shop around, you can probably buy one for pretty close to that if you're just looking at an iPhone 3GS. So thanks very much for leaving that one. If you've got any new questions, leave them in the comments section below. I'll see you all in the next Q&A.